A is awareness of what's going on around the circle. So not so much what's going on in the circle, but what's going on with your teammates around. So when I come up to take a draw, the first thing I do is look and see where the opposite team is set up. And what you're going to typically find is your attackers are going to be closest to the net they're shooting on, and your defenders are going to be opposite side where they defend their goalies. So what I want to do is have my attackers and my defenders line up amongst the other team, knowing that I can put the ball opposite of where the players are standing. So, we kind of say great job to our centers when they go up and they draw towards the pack. But what I want to do is place the ball away from the opposite parts of the field where the players are so that we can run onto the ball. Does that make sense? Any questions here? Kind of switching it up on you guys. So number one, awareness of where the opposite team is and where I want to put the ball. Number two is your B's, which is going to be your balance when you set up. So just kind of going to go over kind of the X's and the O's. So when Jen and I go to line up, we'll use this line. What I see a lot is when people are pushing, what they're doing is they're straddling over their stick, their feet are shoulder width apart, and they're both touching the line. Right now, I can't use any of my body weight or any of my power with my legs to draw with this ball. So what I'm going to do is when we line up, first thing, the balance on my stick is my top wrist is going to be on the head of my stick. So what this does, this is going to create a lot of control with my strong wrist as close as possible as I can get to the ball. So you see a lot of kids drawing with their stick in their hand, kind of in the middle of their shaft, like this. You want to get all your strength under the ball, and that's going to be my top hand, just like that. My balance, the first thing I'm going to go over is a push, so as I'm pushing the ball up. So my balance on my feet, what I'm going to do is my right leg, which is my strong leg, is going to be directly underneath the ball and underneath my wrist, just like this. So what you don't want to do is line your feet away from the ball. You want to have all your strength and all your power with your wrist directly under, just like this. The next part is my back leg, keeping my hips square. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one comfortable step back, and I'm going to place a little bit of my weight on the ball of my back foot. The majority of my weight on my top front, just like this. So right now, all 100 pounds of me is directly under the ball right here. So all my weight and all my power is under the ball as opposed to being far away from the ball. So right now, I already have advantage on the person I'm drawing against. The second part of the balance right here, like I said before, I don't want to be straddling the shaft. What I want to do is I want to push it a little bit away. So right now, I'm balanced under the ball, and I have enough space in front of me to draw straight up. Instead of drawing up and having to stop right about here where I can't get any range of motion. So when you're pushing the ball, my wrist is right beside the ball, my foot's under the ball, my back foot's a little bit further back, and most importantly, my back hand, all it's doing is just holding my stick, my shaft, perfectly straightened across that drawing line. So not down, not up, laterally across the line, just like that. So all this is to try and keep me a little bit balanced. It's going to be our control. So what I'm doing off of this push is I'm going to control where the ball is going. From this position, I can draw the ball in several different parts around the circle. So you guys can just all imagine that there's a circle around here. My attackers are here. The 50-yard line's right back to your hips to send the ball further than just on the goal circle. So a little bit different on your feet positioning. Still, hand top of your stick. Your foot is still going to be under the ball, slightly turned a little bit so you can get your hips turned. And the last, your back foot, exactly the same, kind of giving you a little bit of balance, and still a little step, one step back. All right, the difference between this and this last one to yourself is my chest is going to come over my stick. So I'm not giving myself this room, I'm actually going to come just over the top, but still off my hip a little bit. What I'm going to do to get it down to the 50 is my bottom hand is pushing my stick up, and my top hand is doing a behind the back, straight down. Wherever this bottom shoulder faces, that's where the ball is going to go. So if I want to go straight down the 50, I'm going to keep my shoulder pointed here. If I want to go back to my defense, I'm going to turn my shoulder a little bit towards my defenders. And if I want to draw to my attackers, my shoulder's going to tilt a little bit more towards my attack, just like you're taking behind the back. Or can you go down the 50 for me? Sorry. You want to go down the 50? So what we would normally do is set our attack up so that they're able to run onto this ball, but just for presentation's sake, we'll have Courtney hang out. So I'm going to use my hips to come with my bottom hand to turn so that I can use my body weight to push up and send this ball behind my back. So, tweak. So what you'll see is I still need that space to bring my stick around and to push it back, but the most important part of this draw is my hips. So my knees are bent, I'm coming in behind, turning my sticks with the rotation of my upper body. So one more time. Let me back up a little bit. We'll go for a long one. So this one you can do short and this one you can do long. So my foot's still under the ball, my hand at the top of my stick, my feet are a little bit turned and my hips are ready to go. And tweak. All the way down. So this kind of goes into the last one, which is D, which is your draw. So on that whistle, the most important one, and what's going to separate you across from your other centers, is anticipating the whistle being drawn. So as that whistle is being blown, I'm not waiting for the referee to blow it to actually draw. I'm drawing as she's in the process of blowing her whistle. So I'm set up, focused on the official. As she goes to blow the whistle, that's when I'm drawing. But when most people that I draw against, they're not looking at the referee, and they're waiting to actually hear the whistle and then go. But when I'm drawing as that whistle's in motion. So that's kind of the biggest asset that you can have against the person you're drawing against. The last draw that we're going to do is kind of a pull, and what typically you see a lot of people do, so I'll face this way. You're good there. So when I teach a lot of kids in camp, they'll set up their normal stance, feet shoulder width apart, both feet on the line, and their butt kind of set down like this. And they're trying to pull it down for their attack. But right now, if I'm drawing like this, the only range of motion I have is from here to here, right to my head. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change our foot positioning. My right foot is going to straddle the line. My back foot is going to be shoulder width apart. Top hand still at the top of my shaft right here, which is where all my control is coming from. My foot still under my wrist. And what I'm going to do now, as I draw, I have from this position all the way back as my follow through. So I just went from here, being able to pull it all the way over my head. Now, a quick trick you can teach your centers is sometimes you're not going to be able to draw it to yourself. Sometimes you're not going to be able to place it wherever you want because you're drawing at someone that might be a little bit stronger than you. So right now she's powering this ball through you. So one quick tip you can give your centers is right now when everyone draws, their stick comes over top of their opponent. So what we're going to do is we're going to counteract it. Can you push it? Pull it, Jen? Other side, yeah. Okay, so right now, Jen's beat me the last 5 times. She's been pulling it back to her attackers. So what I'm going to do to counteract it is I'm going to take my bottom hand, let's hold this ball, take my bottom hand, I'm going to drop it down, and my stick, instead of coming over top of it, I'm actually going to drop it like this to pull it straight back. So instead of trying to fight with her and muscle through it to come over the top, I'm going to turn my stick, so as I draw up, Jen's actually going to pull the ball right into my stick. So I'm letting her use her strengths in order to help me win this draw. And from this position, I can either pull it back to my attackers, or I can pop it over to myself. So we'll kind of do it a little bit game-like. So we're here, instead of...
As a coach for me with Hangable, when we were in Maryland, where she would set players up away from the ball, she would tell them where it was going, and when that whistle went, they'd take off. So their defense was left behind. They couldn't react that quickly. So if it was, say, going down the 50, she would keep her attack set up over on this corner, give the sign. It was this. Maybe. So for those of you in the class, this is down to 50. She would give the sign, maybe a little wink or whatever it was. That player would stay. As soon as the whistle went, they would take off to the spot where the ball was going to go. So